Are Roth conversions dead? All right, so my man Bart writes in, he bought my book on the tax bomb in your retirement. He's preparing to convert some of his traditional IRAs to Roth. And he asks, is there any legislation by the current president to try to slow down the process of doing Roth conversions? I'm hoping to do the conversion to Roth IRAs in this calendar year, 2023, which we're in. But I don't know if I can accelerate the process to finish it by the end of May. It may take a few months for me. Maybe I'm being anxious about this unnecessarily. Please let me know. Yes! What the God? Jeez, man. What is it with people? I don't, like, I'm not bashing this guy. People have this incessant fear of pending legislation that isn't out there. It's crazy to me, man. I mean, I just don't get this. I hear it all the time. They're going to raise taxes. They're going to do this. They're going to do this. Thus, it paralyzes people. And it's the weirdest thing to me at all. They're going to take away Social Security. They're going to, there is no pending legislation that is sitting on Sniffy Joe's desk that was passed by both houses of Congress. Folks, legislation the House of Representatives starts the legislation. The House of Representatives is controlled by Republicans by about 6 votes. That's it. All right. To get rid of Roth conversions, inherently, that means they're going to kick the tax can down the road. The government loves Roth conversions. Why? Because they get the money now, baby. They get the money now. Now, at some point in the future, as people say, but Josh, they're going to make it so you have to pay taxes on your Roth conversions. You don't do that. You're just speculating. You're speculating because you're being nervous. And there's no legislation on look, there's all kinds of insane, Congressman XYZ from South Fulton County wants to basically, there's all kinds of stupid stuff. You still got to get passed from a House of Representatives that's controlled by the Republicans. You still got to get, first you got to pass through committee. First you got to come to a committee. How this, the sausage making in Congress, it's so insane that any significant legislation like getting rid of Roth conversions is going to come by some crazy lunatic from California or AOC who's going to say we're going to get rid of Roth conversions in one package. It'll be in a package with all kinds of other things in there. All kinds of other stuff. And there's nothing out there. There's nothing. Man, you got to stop this fear, guys. What did it say? Rick Edelman or something like that said, they're going to get rid of Roth conversions or they'll take them back or something like that. Dude, anything could happen, man. Anything could happen. But, hey, buddy. But the plan as if that's inevitable when there's nothing on the horizon at all for any of this stuff. It boggles my mind. I have no more tax deferred accounts. Everything I have is in a Roth. I did it, I wouldn't even say strategically. I just got a freaking hair at my butt and I'm saying I'm doing this, man. I'm getting it done. So I got it done over this year, last year, and the year before. I wish I would have done it in 2020 like I was telling everybody to do, but I say I don't want to take the taxes. So I said, all right, let me do it next year. I did it next year and I got an even bigger tax hit. And I said, let me do it last year. I got an even bigger tax hit. And this year is going to be, well, we'll see how things shake out. But anyway, so the last 2 years, I took a huge tax hit to do my Roth conversions. With that said, it's gone now. It's done. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is I want to make sure that that money grows as much as I possibly can stomach so that I can enjoy that tax-free when I'm 62. And I'm taking a reverse mortgage so I can delay Social Security to 67 or 70. That's my goal. Let my Roth money grow as much as possible. Take a reverse mortgage with no debt, live on that, and then let Social Security kick in when I'm 67 and my wife will be 63. Can they change the law to say, well, Josh, you paid your tax up front. We're going to change the law. Maybe. Am I worried about it? Not in the least. I got a lot more worried stuff than that right now, man. I think people worry too much about stuff that's out of their control. You can't control the legislation coming down the pike. They're going to, if they were to do this, it would be grandfathered anyway. They'll say, hey, you can't do Roth conversions from now on. But why would they do that? They need the tax money. So they got a bunch of tax money for your old buddy Josh, more so than they would have otherwise if they did not have Roth conversions. Anyway, anything could happen, but man, to be anxious about future tax, like this whole thing, they're going to raise the taxes to, I mean, I just hear it all the time. Does anyone not remember Walter Mondale in the 1984 Democratic Convention, which was it in San Francisco? I kind of think it was. He says, we are both going to raise taxes. President Reagan's going to raise your taxes, and I will raise your taxes. But unlike President Reagan, I will tell you right now, I'm going to raise your taxes. How many states did Mondale win? One, by like 5,000 votes. His home state of Minnesota won. Because he told people the truth. He said, I'm going to raise your taxes. People didn't want to hear that crap. Right? So they said, yeah, I'm sick of paying high taxes. I don't want that. I'm going to vote for Reagan. Reagan won Massachusetts. Reagan won California. Reagan won Michigan. Reagan won 49 states, dudes. Now, you can challenge the validity of the election. I get all that. It doesn't matter. It's water under the bridge. It's history, histoire. No one is going to win saying we're going to raise your taxes to the middle-class Americans. No one's going to do that. Again, no one's going to win saying we're going to cut your Social Security to middle-class Americans. It's not going to. It's just not going to happen. Dan Rostenkowski. I'll go back to Dan Rostenkowski. Look him up. Liberal congressman, chair of the most powerful congressman there was, because he was the chair of the House Ways and Means Committee. House Ways and Means Committee is where the checks are cashed, basically, cut. That's the most powerful of the House, because that's who has the check writing ability to finance whatever the government operations are. Dan Rostenkowski gave a town hall, went to a town hall in liberal Chicago with some ideas of changing people's Social Security, and they literally ran him out. The Social Security is called the third rail. Now, will there be some blue ribbon commission that will do something? Yes, absolutely. Will it take money from middle-class Americans who've been promised if they do this, they will get, if they do X, they'll get Y? People have no sense of politics. This is the issue. Look, the Democrats and the Republicans actually don't run the show. They don't. They are beholden to corporate America and their a wealthy interest. They do what they're told. Ted Cruz doesn't have some legislation sitting there at night, burning the midnight oil, so I'm going to write this legislation to take away Social Security. It doesn't work like that. The lobbyists write the legislation. They get a guy who they sponsor via, keep coming in, baby, campaign donations, who will submit it. Hopefully the Senate majority, House Majority Leader, Speaker of the House, I can't remember who allows it to come to vote, will allow it to proceed. The Senate Majority Leader will allow it to proceed in terms of a vote. Still got to go through committee. There's so much that goes on in this. Again, the only thing that happens like this is a blue ribbon commission where we got to fix Social Security. And it's not going to be, it's like a blue ribbon commission where they got rid of bases. They got a blue ribbon commission to rename military bases. These blue ribbon commissions happen all the time. Very rarely does anything come of it, but there are some issues, and that will probably come with Social Security. And it will probably be some tax hikes in terms of employment tax, i.e. FICA, which I've been advocating since I started this channel. More taxes on the wealthiest Americans, and to make sure they solidify our Social Security. They might say at the end of the day, you can't have more than $1 billion in a Roth. I don't know. They might do the Peter Thiel thing. And given how Peter Thiel just threw his weight behind DeSantis, hey, more power to you, Peter Thiel. Hopefully that doesn't come back and bite in the bud there, guy. It's weird how these rich guys keep supporting DeSantis. It's kind of strange to me. So anyway, the point being is what happens here is that this doesn't just happen by some politician. All right, it happens by people who are calling the shots of the politicians. And they're going to say, yeah, we're going to put some legislation out there, and we're going to make sure that no other Peter Thiel gets away with this again. But Peter Thiel's like, yeah, that's fine with me because I'm already in there, and we're going to grandfather it. That's all the way they do it. So, man, it's just stop the worry. If the Roth conversions make sense, get it done. If it doesn't make sense, don't do it. All right, love your thoughts. We'll see you.